Allahabad High Court has rejected a plea for the survey of Taj Mahal. Leave the truth of Taj Mahal to historians, says the Allahabad High Court, very, very clearly rejecting a plea of the petitioner, saying open the 22, open the locks and let us examine the 22 rooms in the basement of the historic Taj Mahal. There was a prayer. The High Court has said the plea to constitute a fact-finding committee to find out the real truth behind Taj Mahal is non-justifiable action. The High Court has said this cannot be adjudicated upon by this court. The High Court has also said for the prayer regarding opening of the rooms, historical research ought to involve proper methodology and should be left to historians. It's a huge setback to the petitioner who claimed that the Taj Mahal was actually Tejo Mahal or an ancient Shiv temple. The High Court refuses to entertain that plea where the petitioner wanted 22 rooms inside the Taj Mahal that were locked. There you see that image of that lock on India Today. He wanted this lock to be opened, the 22-room survey claiming there was a temple underneath. That prayer has been dismissed. The Honorable High Court has said, leave the Taj Mahal study to historians. Not just that, the court was scathing in its indictment when the court said, let the petitioner do proper research, enroll in a university, do a master's degree, pursue a master's degree, then do a PhD, and then in case there's a hindrance, approach the court once again, clearly indicating that this was a frivolous petition. I quickly want to cut across to India Today's Aishwarya Paliwal joining us with the latest. Aishwarya, bring us the latest. What did the court say?
Well, Gaurav, let me tell you, the court very clearly said that this is not something that they can look into. Whether there is something in these 22 rooms is something that needs to be discussed and that needs to come to the fore from the historians, and this is not something which comes under the purview of court. Very clearly, they are saying that the petition has been dismissed. They do not want to talk more about it, and this was also very clear from the fact the kind of statement that the court has made, that when now you're trying to enter these 22 rooms, tomorrow you will want to come into our chambers and see what's inside. So we could see for the past 2 hours at least the kind of meaning that the court had, and now they are saying whether there is something in these 22 rooms is something for the historians to decide. It is not something that the court can take a call on. Gaurav.
Very, very clearly, Aishwarya, the court saying, go do your PhD. And PIL, Aishwarya, a public interest litigation is meant for very serious issues. A public interest litigation cannot be used for frivolous issues. And this, apparently, in the court verdict, they found this issue to be extremely frivolous, Aishwarya.
Exactly, and this is what the court said, Gaurav, that you're trying to make fun of PILs, and this is not something which should come under the purview of PILs. This also, Gaurav, from what I personally understand, the court is trying to send a signal to all those people. We see some of the people who regularly go to the court to file PILs. The court is also telling them in a veiled attack that don't make fun of PILs, don't come up with such topics, because this is something which, to be honest, Gaurav, is something that the historians should be talking about. Court has also very clearly said this is not something that the court can take a call on. Leave it to the historians, but also in a very stern way telling the petitioners that today you want to make sure that these doors are opened. Tomorrow, who's stopping you from filing a PIL or others from filing a PIL, and then saying they want to enter a judge's chamber and see what things happen behind those doors. Gaurav.
Aishwarya, this is Nabila here. We're looking at the court now striking down the plea, but this is not the first time a demand of such nature has been made. In fact, Tejo Mahalya, this is what many of the Hindu groups claim that that stood even before Taj Mahal was made. It was destroyed by the Mughals until they erected this monument over a temple shrine. That's been the appeal of the Hindu groups to, in fact, survey into the Taj Mahal, try and open up at least 22 doors that have been locked because there could be some secrets hiding behind some relics that could be placed inside those closed doors, which the Hindu groups demand to be exposed and revealed. At a time when we're looking at the Gyanvapi mosque hearing taken up by the Varanasi court and asking for a survey into this, there was much expectation undoubtedly by those who filed a plea on the Taj Mahal as well. How are they receiving this verdict?
Well, from what I can gather and from what we can understand, the way in which the court has handled the matter, this also will be something which will prevent others from coming up with such pleas. We are seeing PIL after PIL being filed, and as with regards to Taj Mahal, opening these doors. And the claim, however, is that this is not a monument. This, in fact, used to be Lord Shiva's. What people are saying is that if you break the Taj Mahal, if you start digging, if you open the doors, you will find a temple. So all these things, without any historical facts, is something also that the court observed, said that these things cannot be looked at from the court's purview. This is something which historians have to take a call on. So definitely we are seeing the court giving very clear instructions, and this also will. I think that's what the court is trying to make sure, that other people do not start filing these PILs, because then we will open a box, and many other monuments, all the other monuments in fact in the country, everyone will then come up with a PIL, and the renaming and the opening of closed doors will begin. Nabila.